Hello, everyone. My name is Colleen Hernandez with CGI Business Solutions. I work with eCapital for the last several years. As Ivan mentioned, our benefits will begin on September 1st. The plan year is going to continue through August 31st. This is your open enrollment time, so this is the time where you're able to review your different medical and ancillary plan options and choose the benefit package that is most appropriate for you. With that being said, let's jump into the benefits. We're going to have the option of enrolling in 4 different medical plan options, all utilizing Cigna's Open Access Plus network. On the bottom of the benefit guide, you'll find instructions on how to locate a participating provider for both your medical and your dental providers. You are able to cover dependent children under your policy until the end of the calendar month in which they turn 26. Let's take a look at page 2 for a review of the benefits. First plan that you have to choose from is going to be the Cigna Open Access Plus HSA eligible plan. This plan is an HSA eligible product, which means that you as an individual are going to be responsible 100% for all care and treatment with the exception of preventative care up until the deductible. Deductible on this plan is $1,400 for an individual, then 20% coinsurance. So you pay 20%, Cigna is going to pay the remaining 80%, with a max out-of-pocket for an individual at $5,000. In the event that you enroll your dependents, whether it be a spouse, a child, or a combination of the two, you are going to have a $2,800 family deductible, then 20% until you reach your out-of-pocket maximum of $6,900. If you enroll dependents on this plan, collectively as a whole, either one person or your entire family unit must meet that $2,800 before Cigna starts contributing to your plan. You pay 20% after, and then Cigna will pay the 80%, but you're on the hook for the first $2,800 if you are enrolled with dependents. The other plans are going to work a little differently, and we'll talk about that in a second. On this HSA eligible product, as I mentioned, you must first satisfy your deductible before there's any cost share. That does include prescription drugs. So you are responsible for a $10, $50, or $80 copay after you satisfy your medical deductible. This plan does allow for out-of-network coverage. However, it is more expensive, so I always advise, especially on a large national network, to try to stay in-network whenever possible. The next 3 plans that we're going to talk about, again, use the same Cigna network, the Open Access Plus National Network. And these next 3 plans, they are going to work very similar. These 3 plans are copay plans. Anywhere where you see the word copay on these next 3 plans, the base, the mid, and the high, that is all you're responsible for. So if we look at the base plan, you go to the doctor's, there's a $25 copay. You walk in, you walk out, that's all that you're going to pay. On these plans, again, all preventative services covered at no cost to you. You will see copays for doctors, specialists, emergency room, and urgent care on all of the plans. When it comes to inpatient hospitalization and outpatient surgery, all of the plans are subject to your deductible, then 20% coinsurance until your out-of-pocket maximum. The base and the mid plan, they have a copay for advanced imaging also, which are going to be your MRI, CAT scan, or PET scans, while the high plan is subject to deductible and coinsurance. The deductibles vary by plan, as does the coinsurance. On each of these 3 copay plans, you as an individual will not be responsible for more than your individual deductible, and then your coinsurance will kick in until you reach your out-of-pocket maximum. So if I enrolled myself and my husband on the base plan, I'll be responsible in an inpatient facility for the first $2,500, then 20% after that until I reach $6,350. Then the rest of my care and treatment, the calendar year, will be covered at no cost to me. On the HSA plan, if I was myself and my spouse, we must first meet the total family deductible and then the coinsurance and the family out-of-pocket maximum. The copay plans work very differently, so I just want to make sure everybody does understand that. All of the plans allow for out-of-network benefits. Again, in-network whenever possible, it's going to be the most bang for your buck. The copays, you do have full prescription drug coverage, $10 tier 1 on all 3 of the plans. Then you're either going to have a $60 tier 2 or a $50 tier 2 copay, depending upon which of the 3 copay plans you choose. And then your tier 3 is going to be either a $100 copay or an $80 copay. You'll notice down here under the semi-monthly deduction that 2 of the plans can be purchased for no charge for employee only. On Employee Navigator, and I will talk about that in a couple of moments, you can find all of the family premiums. Page 3 is going to talk about some prescription drug money saving tips. You do not need to be enrolled in the Cigna plan in order to take advantage of these programs. Walmart and Winn-Dixie, they have $4 30-day supply or $10 for a 90-day supply of many medications. Publix offers free routine maintenance medication and free antibiotics. And one of the more popular prescription drug saving tools is going to be GoodRx. With GoodRx, it's a website where you're able to type in the name of the medication you're looking for. It'll tell you pharmacies within a close proximity to you that carry the medication. And then if there is a manufacturer coupon, there'll be a link where you can download the coupon, take it to the pharmacy, and help save some money. This is a great tool, especially if you're enrolled in that HSA product, because you are responsible 100% for the cost of the drug until you satisfy your deductible. As I mentioned earlier, the plan that we spoke about at the very beginning was an HSA eligible plan. What that means, it means that you're able to take money from your check pre-tax and put that money into a bank account to use for any qualified medical expenses. This money that you deposit into the account is your money. If you were to leave your place of employment, that money comes with you. In addition to being medical expenses, it can also help cover dental and vision expenses as well. There are limits that you need to keep in mind. The 2020 limit is $3,550 for an individual or $7,100 for a family. However, if you're over 55, you can also contribute an additional $1,000. The 2021 maximums has increased. So instead of $3,550 in 2021, you're able to contribute $3,600 for an individual or $7,200 for a family. The next thing we're going to be talking about is the flexible spending account. There are 2 component pieces to the flexible spending account. One is going to be for health care, and the second is going to be for dependent care. The elections that you make today for your flexible spending account will not begin until January 1st, 2021, while all of the other benefits that we're talking about today begin on September 1st. This benefit is going to begin on January 1st, 2021. So you are forecasting what you're going to need for the 2021 calendar year. How this plan works is you're, again, taking money from your account, your paycheck, and putting it away tax-free to use for qualified medical expenses. If you enroll in any of the 3 copay plan options, you're allowed to use your FSA money on any qualified medical expenses, just like you were if you had enrolled on the HSA and had an HSA account. However, the difference between the FSA and the HSA is that the HSA is kind of like a debit card. You can't swipe the card and use funds that you don't have available on the card yet. Well, the flexible spending account, you can. So if in 2021 I had chosen to contribute $2,000, on January 2nd, I can use $2,000 and exhaust all of my funds. With an HSA account, you cannot. If you don't have the money in there, your card will be declined. So I kind of think of it like HSA is like a debit card, FSA is like a credit card. You can spend it before you have it there. You can still choose to participate in an FSA account if you elect an HSA account. However, you will not be able to use the money that you put into your FSA account for medical expenses. It will only be able to be used for dental or vision expenses. So you can have an HSA account with an FSA account. However, that means that the FSA would be considered a limited purpose FSA and only be able to be used for qualified dental and vision expenses. The second component piece to the FSA account is a dependent care FSA, where you're able to put $5,000 annually into an account tax-free to help cover the cost of childcare. You can use it for dependent children up until age 13, including aftercare, summer camp, if your kids go to preschool. You can also use money for dependents over the age of 13 who are unable to care for themselves. Any questions on anything that we've talked about so far? I know that it can be a little confusing with the FSA and the HSA, and I just want to make sure we're all on the same page before moving forward. Okay, let's take a look. In moving to Cigna, everybody is going to receive an ID card in the mail. Here's a little snapshot of what the ID card is going to look like. You have some information on the card that's going to be necessary to process claims. You'll give it to the facility to make a front and back copy, and they'll be able to take care of it for you. Next part of this Cigna benefit is going to be a telehealth benefit. You are going to have access 24/7 to a live medical doctor. It's going to be a wonderful tool to use for maybe you're not feeling well, maybe you have a rash, you think you have pink eye, a sinus infection. You're able to chat with that doctor virtually, and they're able to call in prescriptions for you right from the comfort of your chair. Page 7 talks about a package of benefits. So all of these benefits that you see below are part of a tele-advocacy package brought to you by New Benefits. These benefits include a teledoc visit with no member cost. So instead of using the telehealth through Cigna, you can use a teledoc benefit where you're able to speak 24/7 with an actual medical doctor at no charge to you. In addition to you being able to use this benefit, also your spouse and children, they're able to use this benefit as well, children until age 26. Teledoc is only one of the component pieces to this package, though. There's another piece called Compass Navigator, and on this portion of the package, you have access to healthcare navigators, if you will, that can assist you in locating a participating provider. They can help you in scheduling appointments. They can compare different facilities and costs in the area to help navigate you to the most cost effective, the facility with best outcomes. Also, the program allows for discount for pet care. It's going to include not only veterinary services or doggy daycare, but toys and treats and food, a whole wide variety. Another component piece that I wanted to mention inside of this package is going to be the alternative medicine. Nowadays, more people are moving to a more holistic approach to their well-being, and the alternative medicine portion of this package will allow you discounts anywhere from 10 to 30%. It's going to cover acupuncture as well as some more holistic medications instead of taking a traditional antibiotic. The other piece of this benefit that I wanted to just mention is going to be the counseling services and the financial helpline. Right now, especially in our given time with coronavirus, things are a little bit crazy, things are a little more stressful, a lot of uncertainty. We don't know what's going on. Maybe we've lost somebody or had a recent baby and you're not able to see family because you're, keeping it at home a little bit more. Well, all of those things weigh on us as individuals. And there are people out there to help you. Counseling services are available 24/7 to talk, offer an outside opinion. It is completely confidential. Nobody will know that you called. Nobody will know that what you talked about. Also, the financial helpline, it has a lot of financial counselors available to help you build a budget, maybe start saving for college for your children, a retirement, debt consolidation. So there is help out there right at your fingertips. All of those component pieces make up that new benefits package, which is $6.75 a check. Page number 8 talks a little bit more about that Compass Navigator piece that we had talked about. And page 9 is going to provide you with step-by-step instructions on how you can download the application. Page number 10, we're going to dive a little bit deeper into dental. eCapital offers the choice of 2 different PPO plans. Each of your PPO plans offer both in and out of network benefits. We're going to first take a look at the PPO standard plan, NA. That's the name of that plan. If you go in network to one of the participating providers, you have a $50 individual deductible, not to exceed $150 at the family level. Out of network, your deductibles are going to increase. You're looking at $100 for an individual or $300 as collectively as a family. Then you receive a $1,000 benefit each and every calendar year. What that means is 9/1 through 12/31, you have $1,000. January 1st rolls around and you're going to have an additional $1,000 worth of benefit to use. Preventative services within the network, you pay nothing, no deductible. However, if you choose to go out of the network, you are responsible for the deductible, but then no additional cost. Basic services is going to include your fillings. In the network, you pay 20% after deductible. Out of the network, you pay 50% after deductible. Major services, which on this plan is going to include your root canals and your periodontal scaling and root planting. It's going to be 50% after deductible on this plan, and then 75% after deductible out of network on the standard plan. Moving over to the enhanced plan, there are a few differences that I wanted to point out. Number one, the deductibles are smaller, and then you'll notice that you have the same deductible whether you're in the network or out of the network, 25 for an individual, not to exceed 75 for a family. The calendar year benefit on this plan is $1,500, again, replenishing itself every January 1st. Preventative services covered with no deductible responsibility both in and out of the network. In the network, you're responsible for nothing. Out of the network, you're responsible for 20% of the contracted rate. Basic services on the enhanced plan are now also going to include root canal and periodontal scaling and root planting. So you're like deep cleanings. So that means for these services, you're going to pay less than if you were on the standard plan. In the network, you're responsible for 20% after your deductible. Out of the network, you're responsible for 30% after your deductible. Major services such as crowns and extractions, 50% after the deductible. In the network on the enhanced plan, 60% after the deductible on the out of network on the enhanced plan. The enhanced plan does have child orthodontia covered at 50% after deductible with a $1,000 lifetime maximum. Regardless of the dental plan that you elect, though, you will gain a college tuition benefit program. This program is brought to you free of charge and given to everybody participating in the dental program. However, you must register on a separate site in order to receive the points. Every single year, you receive 2,000 points, which equate to $2,000. You then also receive an additional 500 points for each qualified beneficiary that you enroll. Qualified beneficiaries are going to include children, grandchildren, godchildren, niece and nephew. So essentially, any child that you can get their name, date of birth, and address for, you're able to register and start earning an extra 500 points per child. eCapital through Guardian offers the choice of two different vision plans. Both the vision plans are very, very similar with the exception of their network. You have the option between the Davis Vision plan, which includes a lot of retail places such as Walmart, Sam's, and then you also have the VSP network, which has a lot more private practices within their facility. The benefits are almost identical. Coverage every year for an eye exam. Every year you get new contact lenses. Every other year you can get new frames. In the network eye exams, you're responsible $10 copay. If you need glasses during that eye exam, then you have a $25 copay for lenses. It's going to cover single vision, bifocal, trifocal, lenticular, standard plastic lenses. If you opt for additional anti-scratch, anti-glare, progressive, there is an additional charge. The frames, you're given a $130 allowance and then 20% off the balance above that $130. And contact lenses, you're given a $130 allowance and then 15% off the balance. In a given year, you can either choose frames or contact lenses. If you purchase frames this year, next year you have an eye exam and lo and behold, you need a stronger prescription. You can pop out the old lenses, replace them with new lenses inside of your old frames, and you can get a pair of lenses for only $25. You would keep your old frames, or you'd be able to purchase frames, but you would not get that $130 allowance because the frame allowance is only every other year. Questions about anything so far? eCapital also provides the option to purchase LifeLock. I know LifeLock is a very big retailer, of identity theft, so I'm sure a lot of you have seen their commercials out there. Not only is it monitoring of your credit cards, they can monitor your bank accounts, they provide you with credit reports, and they put their money where their mouth is. So in the event that somebody is still able to open an account and steal your identity, then LifeLock will spend up to $1 million helping to restore and rectify that issue. The benefits that you receive are going to depend upon the program that you enroll in. The Essential is going to provide you with the one free credit monitoring report from one of the vendors, as well as monitoring of your social security number and credit card. With the Premier, you're also going to receive bank account monitoring, as well as the 3 free credit bureaus. Additional information about the differences between both of the plans can be found on Employee Navigator. We'll go into that in a couple more minutes. Through Guardian is also the ability to purchase critical illness with cancer benefit. What this benefit does, it pays you directly in the event that you are diagnosed with a critical illness or cancer. Critical illnesses are going to include heart attack, stroke, and organ failure. The benefit is going to pay you a flat $10,000 benefit for yourself. If you choose to enroll your spouse, they would get a $5,000 benefit. And if you choose to enroll your children, who are covered at no additional cost. So if you enroll in this critical illness benefit and you have a child under the age of 26, please be sure to include them on this plan because it is free, and they would get a $2,500 benefit. The only time you're able to come on the critical illness benefit, no questions asked, is when you first become eligible for the benefit. If you choose to waive the benefit when you're initially eligible and then want to come on at a later time, you may do so. However, you will be subject to evidence of insurability. You will need to complete a form answering a couple of questions and then be approved before the benefit can begin. The accident benefit is also a benefit through Guardian that is going to pay you directly. This benefit pays you in the event that you are injured outside of work due to an accident. The amount of money that you receive is going to depend upon the type of injury that you sustain and where you seek care and treatment. In addition to paying you if you are hurt as a result of an accident, there is also a $50 wellness visit. What that means is if you get your free physical through your medical provider, which is Cigna, and then you complete and send proof to Guardian that you received your wellness visit, you're going to get $50. Great to help cover the cost of having this benefit. The next 2 benefits that I'm going to talk about are going to be both short and long-term disability. These 2 benefits, in my opinion, are 2 of the most valuable benefits. Your short-term disability is going to provide you with a 60% benefit. So you're going to get 60% of your salary not to exceed $500. It goes in $100 increments up to a $500 weekly benefit. This is going to help you cover the cost of the bills while you're unable to work. The short-term disability will pay out for up to 13 weeks. If your still unable to work after that, then your long-term disability would kick in if you elect the benefit. On the long-term disability, you're given 60% of your salary up until a maximum of $7,500 a month. This will pay out through Social Security retirement age, which can be slightly different for people depending upon their the year of birth. If cost is an issue and I would have to choose between one of the two benefits, I would choose long-term disability. It's going to pay for a lot longer. I have a greater likelihood of being able to sustain my lifestyle for 13 weeks as opposed to sustaining my lifestyle with no income if I'm unable to work forever until I'm able to collect Social Security. So just food for thought. Also, both the short-term and long-term disability, you're eligible to enroll in them. No questions asked, only when you are first eligible for this benefit. If you decline the benefit and then wish to enroll later, you may do so. However, you will need to answer some evidence of insurability questions. Any questions so far? We're almost done, I promise. Okay, moving on to the voluntary hospital plan. There are two different benefit limits to choose. They're going to pay you a flat dollar amount, either a $1,000 inpatient benefit or a $2,000 inpatient benefit. Both of these plans, the $1,000 plan or the $2,000 plan, also have coverage for outpatient services at 50% of their inpatient benefits. So for example, if I had chosen to elect the $1,000 inpatient plan, I would also have a $500 outpatient benefit. What this is going to do is going to pay me directly if I am hospitalized. If I'm inpatient hospital, I'm going to get the $1,000. If I have outpatient surgery, I'm going to receive that $500 benefit. Or I can buy up to the $2,000 plan. Inpatient, I get $2,000. Outpatient, I would get $1,000. Again, this is money going directly to you that you can use to cover some of the expenses that you may incur from your medical plan, or you can use the money to go on vacation. Whatever you do with the money, completely up to you. Next benefit we're going to talk about is life insurance. Each and every individual working full-time is going to receive a $25,000 life insurance benefit with a matching accidental death and dismemberment benefit. However, in the event that you feel $25,000 is not sufficient enough, you do have the ability to purchase additional life insurance. You can purchase life insurance anywhere from $10,000 to $250,000 in $10,000 increments. This benefit is another benefit where there's no questions asked up until $150,000, only when you're first eligible for this benefit. If you waive it and wish to come on later, you may do so. However, you will need to complete evidence of insurability, even if you only choose a $10,000 amount. If you purchase life insurance for yourself, then you can also purchase life insurance for your spouse. You can choose anywhere from $5,000 up to $250,000, as long as it does not exceed 100% of the volume of your life insurance. So you cannot choose to purchase $10,000 life insurance for yourself and then $50,000 for your spouse. Also, ability to purchase dependent life insurance is available. A $10,000 benefit will cover all of your children. The Employee Assistance Program is the last benefit we're going to talk about. This benefit is through Guardian and will provide a variety of different services to help with your overall emotional, mental well-being. This program is also available to part-time employees, unlike the other programs. You have 24/7 access to EAP counselors to help you with a variety of different topics, both online and over the phone. Examples of things they can help you with are going to include picking a preschool for your child, locating the best assisted living facility for a parent that you're taking care of. Maybe you have an immigration question. You're looking to manage your stress a little bit better. You have questions on 12-year-old children entering middle school and emotions, or whatever the case may be. There are people here to help. Again, this is a completely confidential call-in number, so we won't know who called, nor will we know what they called about. In addition to 24/7 help via phone and online, you also can receive a referral to see a licensed counselor free of charge, 3 face-to-face sessions per incident. What that means is, let's say I'm having trouble with my daughter, she's going through a rough time. She can see a licensed counselor 3 times face-to-face, free of charge. And then me and my husband were having some marital issues. My husband and I, we can see a counselor 3 times free face-to-face. Those are considered different instances. So now I've just received 6 free sessions with a counselor. Last page. We're going to talk about the enrollment instructions. Everybody must log on to Employee Navigator and either enroll or decline in their benefits. If you have previously had an Employee Navigator account through another company and not eCapital, you will need to register as a new user. You will also not be able to use the user ID that you used under the old company. You would have to pick a different, unique user ID. So I'm going to just give you an example. EmployeeNavigator.com, you're going to click on register as a new user. You're going to enter the pertinent information. The company identifier is case sensitive. It is eCapital and can be found on the benefits at a glance right over here in red. Once you log in, there's going to be a green Start Benefits button. You're going to click on Start Benefits, and it's going to take you through each and every one of those screens. If you have any issues logging on, you have an issue with the benefits, you have a question about anything at all, Debbie and myself, we are here to help you Monday through Friday from 8 to 5. You have my contact information in the enrollment section, as well as on the bottom of the last page in this helpful little contacts section down here. You have the name of all of your different carriers. You also have the provider name, telephone number, and either website or email address. Do you guys have any questions at all whatsoever? In the event that you hang up and you think of something that you should have asked me, or you go home, you talk to a spouse and they have some questions, or if you're just not comfortable asking the question over the phone in the middle of a recorded webinar, completely understand. Again, both myself and Debbie, we are here and we are here to help you. My name, Colleen Hernandez, second from the bottom over here. And then you have Debbie Rito right underneath me. We are both here to help you. So if there are no questions, I just wanted to thank everybody for your time and remind everyone that I do need everybody to go online and either enroll or decline your benefits no later than Wednesday the 19th, please. So that gives you an entire week to choose your benefits. I do need to submit the information to Cigna in order to get you your ID cards to use by September 1st. So the sooner you're able to make your elections, the sooner they're able to get you in the system and get an ID card out to you. Thank you very much, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Yes, Ivan.
Colleen?
Yes.
Okay. Can you touch on a couple of things? First, the overall structure of how medical plans work, main health insurance plans, if you can go up and so that everybody can see. And if you can talk really quick about the relationship between the deductible, the co-insurance, and the maximum out of pocket.
Okay. Yep. Sounds good. So what Ivan is looking for is just a little bit more information, I believe, on clarifying a couple of terms within the medical plan. The first term I want to just clarify is going to be copay. The copay is a set fixed dollar amount that you pay when you visit a place. So for example, if we're looking at the Cigna Open Access Plus base plan, $25 copay every time I see a primary care doctor. I walk in the door, I pay the copay, I walk out the door, I leave. My services are covered, any type of typical physician interaction. Now, in the event that I am hospitalized, let's say I need to have an endoscopy for some reason. I'm not feeling great, my stomach is bothering me, I need an endoscopy. On the base plan, I'm responsible for 20% after the deductible. Your deductible means that that's your member responsibility. You pay whatever that set price is before the co-insurance kicks in. Co-insurance is your cost share. So if you see 20% here, that means that's what you're responsible for, and that Cigna's paying the remaining 80%. Every single thing that is a covered service, so your deductible, your co-insurance, your copay, everything except for the premiums you're paying to have the insurance rolls to your out-of-pocket maximum. That is your end-all, be-all, worst-case scenario. So on the Cigna Open Access base plan, that copay plan that we've been talking about in this example, it's $6,350 out-of-pocket maximum for an individual. Once I meet that, if I meet that in a calendar year, I will not pay anything else for myself. All my other covered care and treatment will be at no charge to me. Does that make sense? Ivan, was that what you were looking for?
Yes. So is it fair to say that hierarchy-wise, first we have to meet the deductible, which if we look at the base plan is $2,500.
Mm-hmm.
After we meet the deductible, anything between that and the maximum out of pocket, which in that case for an individual is $6,350, we will be paying 20%.
Or you pay that flat copay. So anytime that you see the word copay, you do not have a deductible, you do not have co-insurance, that's all that you pay, but the copays do go to the out-of-pocket maximum. It's like a big overall net at the bottom that catches everything, that out-of-pocket maximum.
Mm-hmm. And then anything after $6,350, we won't pay anything.
Right, it's free to you.
How about the cost? What should they be expecting in terms of cost?
So the HSA and the base plan are covered at no cost to you. The mid plan and the high plan do have a slight payroll deduction, and that is $1,626 for an individual or $3,366 for a family. Second. When you go through Employee Navigator, you're able to locate all of the rates for all the different fields. And hang on, I'm going to pull up Employee Navigator again to show you. So when I log into Employee Navigator and I click my Start Enrollment, mine only says Finish because I've gone through and I tested and made sure everything was working before this meeting. But as I go through my Open Enrollment, I'm going to click on things. I'm going to make sure everything is correct. And once I get to my medical plan, as you enroll, you're going to see a green check mark next to those that you are enrolling. You can uncheck people, uncheck them. That's going to change your price. Here's your price for employee only because it's only myself. Once I check my spouse off, that means it's me and my spouse. If I check me, my spouse, and my child, it's all there. There's this little button right over here called compare. If you all can see that, if you click on the compare, it's going to be a detailed comparison of the 4 different plan options, the rates for each tier per paycheck, as well as a recap of the benefits just side by side right next to everyone. Any other questions?
Thank you, Colleen.
My pleasure.
Before we go, would you go over? There might be some concerns about deductibles and what happens if they have either met the deductible already or are very close to meeting the deductible. What would happen when they change to Cigna, to the new plans?
So there is deductible carryover, deductible credit when you move your entire group from one company to another. So if you were covered under the group policy previously, and now your whole group is moving to Cigna, whatever you've already accumulated will be credited to your new Cigna account. However, if I was covered under my spouse over at ABC company down the road, and now I want to come onto the Cigna program offered through my employer, my deductible and out-of-pocket would not be credited. It has to stay with your group. So your group coming over, if you were part of the group, then you will have deductible credit, but not if you were elsewhere.
Thank you, Colleen.
My pleasure.
I think that's clear enough.
And again, Debbie and we are here. If you hang up and think of another question, just go on ahead and give us a call. Thank you, everyone.